Hey folks, this is my 36-foot Southwind, Fleetwood Southwind 2003. And most RVs have a generator. This one does, it can generate 5,500 watts, but the RV is a 30 amp RV and it can receive 3,500 watts. And basically, if you need electricity, you can either plug this thing in or you can fire up the generator. If you plug it in, it's only going to get half the power that the RV actually needs unless you plug it in at a site. What I've done is I've purchased a Jackery 500 Plus with something called a smart transfer switch. And what this piece of equipment actually does, it allows you to run all the power equipment in the RV while you're driving without this generator going on. It's silent, there aren't any fumes, and right now I have about 10,000 portable watts. So what I want to show you is how we put this thing in. So this is not a how to do it. This is just showing you what is possible. So let's go into the RV. You can see what I'm talking about. Please forgive the mess. We're still in the process of finishing up the project. Come back here. Let's put some lights on. So this is the bedroom part of this RV. And what I did was this cabinet came straight across here, but at an angle. So I had a cabinet maker come in and modify this thing. So instead of coming across at an angle and short, we came straight across and we dropped this thing down 4 inches. And this is the transfer switch. So this transfer switch has all the breakers that once lived over here in the main panel. So by moving all the breakers to this panel and connecting this transfer switch to this main panel, this is really serving as a junction box. We have the 30 amp on, but everything is off, and these 30 amps I installed. So I've got one hot from here going to the transfer switch. I've got another hot going here. So when you plug this into the wall, this gets charged, in turn charges these two, and sends the power over to the transfer switch. And that is what is powering the RV. The magic happens when there's no power. When there's no power, this thing has a computer. It sends a signal down to this cord and down to this device here, which in turn says, okay, I don't have any shore power. Everything is going to run on this, and this takes about 20 milliseconds. You're not even going to notice it. There's a battery, an extra battery in my dresser right there, down in the bottom. This battery has about 5,000 watts. And what I did was I took away these two drawers, they used to be here, and I reinforced that bottom and I put this panel here. So now that's covered up. So in essence, equipment will be covered up by doors, and you'll never even know they're here. Not to mention, the way it's designed, they automatically come on. You don't actually have to turn anything on. The minute you unplug from any wall, it automatically comes on, and you can turn anything on in the RV, even at the same time, because this particular piece of equipment has 7,500 continuous watts. Whereas if you plug it into the wall, you only get 3,500. So it essentially has double the power that if you plugged it into any wall has. So it's, for all intents and purposes, it's twice as good. But the main reason why I did this, because when you go to any RV park, you can only run your gas power generator until 10 o'clock. So if you're in very hot weather where it's not cooling off by 10 o'clock, you're in trouble. You need something else. That's what this does. This is the something else. This will keep you going. And there are 4 ways to charge this thing. Solar, if you plug it into a wall, a cigarette lighter, or you could literally just plug an extension cord into it and it will charge it. You just pick any of those 4 ways and it'll get done. So for those of you that, you know, you have RVs, you run into issues where you don't have any power, this is one way to do it. Of course, the other way is your gas power generator, but like I said, in certain circumstances you can't run it, and on top of that, it uses the gas in the vehicle. This particular model is a Jackery 5000 Plus, and I got the package with the transfer switch, the extra battery, and it comes with the solar. I have 2 additional solar panels that I could attach to this. Just throw the solar panels outside and I get about, I think it's 1200 watts of solar that can charge this thing if I need to. But honestly, I don't really see many scenarios where that's even necessary. I think as soon as I get to a plug and I plug it into a wall, those batteries are going to be charged. Well, that's all I have. Thanks for watching.